You got people that like both of them. They're not gonna switch and just say I don't like both. These are the top artists in our culture right now.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the most jaw-dropping rap drama and industry controversies lighting up the music world. Today, we're tackling a scorching topic that has the entire hip-hop community buzzing. Did Kendrick Lamar just take another serious shot at 50 Cent?
I like Drake's music. I'm a Drake fan. Kendrick is closer technically because of the Dr. Dre connection.
If so, why now? And what does it mean for the broader hip-hop feud scene? For those who've been immersed in rap for a while, you already know these two have a long and complicated history.
Everything he's saying they did in that lawsuit, they did it.
Rumors, interviews, subliminal jabs, it's all part of a swirling narrative that's about to get even more intense. Stick around because we're dissecting every angle of this potential beef, the past, the present, and the next explosive turn. Trust me, you won't want to miss the surprising revelations we've uncovered. Some of them might just change how you see these artists forever.
If it for what I was thinking is for, then I understand it. To prevent the song from being played at the Super Bowl because of the to further damage.
At the end of this video, I'll share a stunning fact about 50 Cent that almost nobody's talking about, and it just might redefine this entire conflict. In short, if you thought the Kendrick versus Negative 50 story was over, buckle up. We've only scratched the surface.
This is the op page.
Right.
He was just winning consistently more than everybody else in the culture.
To understand the potentially renewed beef, let's rewind to where it all started. For years, 50 Cent has been throwing subtle and sometimes not so subtle shade at Kendrick Lamar. He famously labeled Kendrick an industry darling, implying that labels and major players were handpicking Kendrick to represent the future of hip-hop, rather than Kendrick genuinely earning his crown. The twist? Many fans see Kendrick's background as far more street-rooted than mainstream pop artists, so 50's critiques always felt a bit contradictory. Adding more fuel to this raging fire is 50 Cent's alignment with Drake. During Kendrick's well-known rivalry with Drake, 50 often popped up in interviews, showcasing his support for Drake and undermining Kendrick's success. On various shows, he'd laugh at jokes aimed at Kendrick instead of defending him. Fans started believing that 50 was orchestrating a mini-smear campaign, painting Kendrick as inauthentic to tip the public perception in Drake's favor. Why would 50 Cent go to such lengths? One theory is that 50 wanted Drake's superstar power to collaborate on his film and television projects. Drake's global popularity could boost 50's brand outside of music, especially in Hollywood. Supporting Drake also meant positioning himself against Kendrick, who many consider Drake's biggest challenger for the hip-hop throne. It's a classic case of my friend's enemy is my enemy, and 50 seemed all in on that strategy. This industry darling accusation was just the beginning. Wait until you hear Kendrick's cryptic response in the next section. It might blow your mind. Fast forward to now, and the conversation revolves around one explosive lyric from a PLAYBOI CARTI project that Kendrick guests on. The moment Kendrick drops the line, "Protect is flooded but way over budget, I lose it on tour," I would have said, "F you too, but you know that the list was full." The hip-hop community went into a frenzy. Why the uproar? Because the list has fans speculating it's referencing a roster of people Kendrick has publicly or privately taken aim at, a potential op list reminiscent of Drake's own notion of opponents. If that's true, it means Kendrick is so busy calling out foes that he barely has space to address anyone else by name. Some skeptics say he never specifically mentions 50 Cent, but if you've tracked their friction, 50's repeated jabs, media appearances, and unwavering Drake loyalty, it's easy to connect the dots. Kendrick loves embedding hidden messages in his bars, so a line about a full list might be the perfect camouflage for a direct shot at 50. He's throwing it out there just enough for fans to obsess over, dissect, and inevitably drag 50 Cent's name into the conversation. If this lyric really targets 50, you'll be shocked at the strategic timing behind Kendrick's move. Stay tuned for why now might be the perfect moment to reignite this beef. Kendrick's made it crystal clear over the years. If you're on the side of his adversary, you might as well be the adversary too. He's shown no mercy to anyone standing shoulder to shoulder with Drake. So if 50 Cent is publicly championing Drake and belittling Kendrick, it automatically places 50 on Kendrick's radar. But there's another angle here. Kendrick thrives on competition. He's built a career off challenging the status quo. Remember the Control verse where he dropped almost every major MC? He set a precedent for boldness. Now, if 50 is questioning Kendrick's credibility, that's a perfect invitation for Kendrick to demonstrate his lyrical lyrical dominance. It's also a classic marketing move. 50 Cent rose to fame by dissing legendary names, Ja Rule, Rick Ross, etc. Could Kendrick be flipping the script, using 50's own tactic against him? By calling out a big name from rap's golden years, Kendrick can spark fresh excitement and possibly coax 50 back into the booth. If 50 responds, it confirms Kendrick's place in an ongoing tradition of rap battles. If 50 stays silent, it could be perceived as a tacit win for Kendrick. Does Kendrick want to pull 50 Cent away from Hollywood and into a mic showdown? If so, how will that impact the rap rivalry landscape? The next section might hold the key. Kendrick's focus on 50 Cent could be a tactical piece of a larger game. Over the last few years, rumors suggest that Kendrick's locked sights on multiple prominent MCs. J. Cole is often mentioned, though many see their relationship as more friendly competition than genuine animosity. People also floated the idea of Kendrick aiming at Kanye West, but that talk fizzled quickly given Ye's extensive use of collaborators and co-writers. Then, of course, there's Drake, the central figure in many of Kendrick's subliminal and sometimes direct shots. If Kendrick can shake up Drake's support network, like forcing 50 to respond or stand down, he may isolate Drake further. Doing so could pave the way for a direct confrontation that reignites one of the biggest rivalries in modern hip-hop. It's a cunning strategy. By systematically challenging Drake's high-profile friends, Kendrick could be testing Drake's willingness to jump back into the lyrical battlefield. Will Drake risk defending 50 Cent and reignite the feud, or will he remain silent, leaving 50 to fend for himself? Either choice is loaded with potential fallout. We're on the brink of a massive chain reaction. But how does 50 Cent's response, or lack thereof, fit into the grander narrative? Our next section explores the ripple effects. A pivotal question: will 50 Cent actually respond? In his heyday, 50 was a rap beef juggernaut, never afraid to drop savage lines aimed at his rivals. But now he's deeply entrenched in producing television shows, running businesses, and managing brand partnerships. Firing back at Kendrick might not be on his immediate agenda, yet ignoring it could undermine his tough, no-nonsense reputation. If 50 does retaliate, the internet will explode with theories, reaction videos, and endless dissecting of each bar. It'd be a flashback to the early 2000s when rap beefs dominated airwaves. On the flip side, 50 might see this as a mere publicity stunt from Kendrick and choose to stay above it. But in hip-hop, silence can be interpreted as conceding. That sets up a major dilemma: respond and risk giving Kendrick more spotlight, or do nothing and let fans assume Kendrick just scored a direct hit? In short, 50 faces a crossroads: clap back and reignite a fierce war of words, or stay quiet and risk looking like he's surrendering the field. Either way, the stakes are sky high. Naturally, rap drama thrives in the age of social media. The moment Kendrick's lyrics surfaced, Twitter and YouTube lit up with hot takes. Fans are drawing up receipts, old interviews, clips of 50's shady remarks, and scattered references from Kendrick's discography. Some declare 50 Cent has to respond, no question. Others argue Kendrick's just stirring the pot for a new project. Meanwhile, industry insiders see this as classic hip-hop marketing. Conflict generates clicks, views, and more attention for all involved. Management teams might be working behind the scenes to keep the narrative from spiraling into territory that violates YouTube or social media guidelines. Nobody wants their video demonetized or removed over explicit content or personal attacks that cross the line. But let's be honest, a well-managed, edgy feud can skyrocket engagement, possibly leading to radio interviews, trending hashtags, and tens of millions of views. Let me know in the comments, whose corner are you in? Is Kendrick taking things too far, or is he just reviving the competitive spirit hip-hop was built on? Your thoughts could influence our next video. Imagine for a moment that 50 responds and the tension between him and Kendrick intensifies. Next thing you know, Drake might jump in to defend 50, or J. Cole might drop a sly verse that hints he's backing Kendrick. Suddenly, a one-on-one spat transforms into an epic multi-artist showdown, reminiscent of classic hip-hop wars where entire crews took sides. However, both Drake and Cole appear laser-focused on their own music and tours right now. Even so, one unexpected tweet or a single lyric in a freestyle could spark a chain reaction. Remember how rap conflicts in the past ballooned once other big names weighed in? If that happens here, we could be witnessing the next grand chapter of rap drama, one that fans would talk about for years. Curious which star might be the first to break the silence? The next portion dives into Kendrick's competitive spirit and why he's built to handle a multi-front battle. Throughout Kendrick's career, he's embraced competition as part of his identity. Whether it's calling out fellow MCs, pushing for deeper storytelling, or weaving socio-political commentary into his verses, Kendrick thrives on challenging the rap establishment. He's not afraid to step on toes, especially if he feels someone questions his artistry or authenticity. In many ways, sparring with 50 Cent could be a full-circle moment for Kendrick. Growing up, 50 was a titan in the game, dominating charts and pioneering his own brand of rap feuds. By subtly calling him out now, Kendrick might be saying, "I see your legacy, and I'm ready to test it." It's reminiscent of how 50 himself confronted rap legends when he first emerged. Fans crave these moments. Hip-hop was, after all, founded on lyrical battles. They want to see if 50 will defend his legacy or let Kendrick's words linger. Meanwhile, Kendrick's apparently orchestrating something bigger, maybe a calculated attempt to prove he's the one MC who fears no one, not even a mogul like 50. Ultimately, this isn't just a random feud, it's a continuation of a tradition where each new generation tests the gatekeepers. Kendrick's telling the world, "I'm up next, who wants to challenge me?" So, what's the next move? If Kendrick keeps dropping lines about his list, eventually people will demand to know exactly who's on it. If 50 Cent Street A's silent, fans might interpret that as a capitulation, fueling more theories that Kendrick has effectively toppled yet another titan. On the other hand, if 50 Cent fires back, we could witness one of the most monumental showdowns in recent hip-hop history, inviting commentary from every corner of the rap universe. And now for that intriguing fact I mentioned earlier. Did you know 50 Cent once openly admitted he got into hip-hop, partly by adopting the same controversial approach he now criticizes? He used conflict to catapult himself into the mainstream, a tactic that secured him countless headlines and a tidal wave of new fans. That's why many observers think he might secretly welcome this challenge. It's in his DNA to thrive on controversy. No matter which way it goes, fans are on the edge of their seats. If Drake sides with 50, that could resurrect the classic Kendrick versus Drake feud with even more intensity. If J. Cole subtly supports Kendrick, it might shift hip-hop alliances in a way we haven't seen in years. And if everyone decides to keep it calm, well, the tension will remain simmering beneath the surface, ready to erupt the moment someone drops a single provocative bar. So, is this the dawn of a colossal new rap beef, or just a strategic warning shot from Kendrick? Only time will tell, but either way, you can bet the hip-hop world is watching, waiting, and analyzing every line. If you're itching for more hip-hop feud analysis, subscribe right now because we'll be breaking down every new development the moment it drops. Plus, we've got an upcoming deep dive on other unexpected alliances in the industry. Trust me, you won't believe which artists might be forming secret pacts behind the scenes. In the meantime, let me know in the comments. Do you think 50 Cent will clap back, or is he beyond rap beefs now? Is Kendrick stirring the pot for hype, or is he genuinely standing up against anyone who's belittled him? Drop your thoughts below, and I'll feature the most intriguing takes in our next video. As always, thank you for tuning in, stay fearless, stay curious, and remember, in hip-hop, no one's ever truly out of the fight.